I do a lot of photography, and one question that often pops in my mind is with so much creativity happening via AI, and in particularly in advertising, you can literally create any kind of photograph today or image, digital image from an AI image generator. Uh, what's going on in the space? Do you come across those instances where they are running into some kind of legal trouble and stuff?
So I think, the whole question about the ethical usage of AI and how do we protect the end consumer, right? When we are interacting with them, who has that responsibility? There is there are websites, there are TNCs. Now, as an end consumer, when I'm going to the website and I am giving out my data, there could be a misleading information. Look at what the Google's Gemini software has done today. Gemini ended up abusing, a user, a student, and asked the student to go and die. Now, for somebody who's not going through a right state of mind, it might result into a bigger fiasco. Again, I think this week there was a family of three who were going, they had hired a cab and they were going to attend a wedding, and they were, relying upon Google Maps. So Google redirected them to a bridge which was not fully constructed, right? And they encountered the accident and they died on the spot. So whose responsibility is it? Is it the consumer who relied on the Google map? Is it Google? Or is it the authorities, local authorities, who had not put up any sort of, some sort of a board over there? So who is responsible, right? So I think there is always a risk, because this is also something it is still developing. We are still exploring this tool. This may produce certain fake reviews or misleading ads, or even, ads, or even make certain inaccurate claims. It can trick people into making poor decisions. And that's where your whole Consumer Act or the data privacy comes into picture, right? So, I was reading about the EU AI Act, okay, and what I noticed is that they have allowed certain things, which is a little restrictive, or little, I'll say they have. So, okay, let me rephrase it in a way. This law introduces risk-based approach to support AI system. So most of the AI-enabled video games or the spam filters that we see today, these are unregulated. Something like a chatbot is a limited risk application. So it will still have a light touch regulatory requirements. For example, when you're using a chatbot, you are informed about the biases and the limitations of the applications. Okay, you are given the details as a consumer where the data has been collected from to train the application. Is the chatbot respecting the Copyright Act of that particular jurisdiction wherever it is being used? Will the chatbot discriminate people? Is it safe and secure? Now, this I want to understand as a user. And there are penalties which are prescribed under the Act, and these fines could go to 35 million euros or 7% of the annual company revenue, whichever is higher. And I think, this is to say that when it comes to company, there is good character, there is good corporate citizenship, and there is trust, which is very important. So like any other, even the laws which are there, sometimes there is risk, there is always a risk attached. But as long as we are sticking to the ethical and the legal guidelines, we would prevent certain mishaps that could, from happening.